John Owen. This is the Lubec Area Arts Calendar for July 2012, and it's brought to you by SAIL, supporting the arts in Lubec, and Cobscook Bay Music. This is a monthly show where we'll let you know everything that's going on in the area as far as the arts are concerned. We'll have some interviews, and then we'll tell you about everything else. We're at the Lubec Memorial Library, and now until July 6th is the Lubec School Art Show, and every piece that's on display is a piece created by one of the students at the Lubec School, whose art teacher is Shanna Wheelock. And now I wanted to ask you, is this something new, or is this an annual event, or when did this start?
This is a new event. The 4th of July committee had asked if they could run a student art show as part of the 4th of July festivities for the town this year.
And you're actually going to have a vote for your favorite piece. Now, how is that set up?
I believe that there are forms here. So when you come in, take a look at the artwork. All of the artwork is labeled with a number, and you can vote for your favorite piece, and I believe there are different age categories for that.
Okay, so anybody in town who comes into the library can look at the exhibit and then vote.
Right.
Which piece they like. And as you see, we have a few of the pieces in front of us, and the artists of varying ages are about to tell us how they created each piece.
This is Jude Zanoni. He's 10 years old, and he's a student at Lubec School. And this is his painting that is in the art show here at the library. Jude, would you please tell us a little bit about your painting?
I spent the longest I ever have on a painting on this one. And I think I added a lot of detail on the forest in the background. And this definitely, I would say, was my best piece.
And which animal did you portray in your painting?
An alligator.
Thank you. This is McKenna Robinson. She's 9 years old, and she will be going into the 4th grade at Lubec Consolidated School, and this is her artwork. Would you please tell us a little bit about your painting, McKenna?
Well, it's like I've probably worked the hardest on this. And it was probably pretty hard to get it like that because I've never drawn a cheetah before, and it's just, I think it looks pretty good, and I like it a lot because I like the background and stuff, how the painting is.
Do you remember which art materials you used for this painting?
Oil pastels and paint.
Yep, very good. This is Arthur Pivarato. He's 5 years old, and he'll be going into the 1st grade this fall at school. And this is his artwork that's in the art show. Arthur, could you please tell me what this is a picture of?
A flower that is floating into a boat, and it's in the ocean, and then it's like sailing as a lobster boat.
So inside the middle of the flower, you made a picture about the lobster boat. And do you remember some of the colors that you used in your painting to make these beautiful blends? What about these petals? How did you get that color?
I did red, and then pink, and then red, and then pink.
Beautiful. You did a nice job blending that. And do you remember what shape this is that we have in here?
Circle.
Circle. Very good. You did a great job. Thank you, Arthur. This is Hannah Evers Jenkins. She's 5 years old, and she will be joining the kindergarten class this fall at school. This is her artwork. Hannah, would you please tell me what you made a picture of for your project?
A flower.
A flower. Do you remember how you made it? Could you please tell us?
I pasted everything on.
You pasted everything on, including, what's this part right here?
The petals.
The petals on the flower. And what about the green part down here? Do you remember what this is called?
The leaves and stem.
The leaves and stem. Very good. And did you pick some of your favorite colors for this artwork?
Yes.
Which one would that be?
Purple and pink.
Purple and pink. Beautiful. Thank you. This is Stephanie Huntley. She's 9 years old and going into the 4th grade this year. And this is her painting that's in the art show. Stephanie, would you please tell us a little bit about your painting? What art material did you use for this?
Water. Paint.
Yeah, watercolor paints. And what is the subject of your painting? What did you paint about?
I painted about flowers and all kinds of other stuff.
So you had a still life on the table. What was the most challenging part of doing this painting for you? What was the most difficult part?
Drawing all the stuff.
Trying to fit it all in?
Yeah.
And what would be your favorite part in this painting? If you could just pick one area that you really loved, which part would that be?
Flowers.
The flowers. Thank you. This is Addison Williams. She's 7 years old and will be going into the 2nd grade, and this is her artwork. Addison, could you please tell us about your picture?
It's a dinosaur.
It's a dinosaur, yes. And what did you use to draw your dinosaur?
Oil pastels.
Mm-hmm. And if you had a favorite part of this picture, what would it be? The tree. And what do you like about the tree?
My favorite color is green.
Oh, great. It's my favorite color too. And what would this dinosaur be doing in this picture?
Eating grass.
Eating grass. Great. Thank you.
I assume you have a jury that's going to count the votes and make some kind of judgment. Do you know who they are?
Yes, and actually all 4 of the jurors, there were 4 people who selected the artwork for this show. They came to our annual projects night, and those people were Denise Rule, Carrie Brown, Walter Plout, and Tammy Lee Prophet, and they've done an amazing amount of work to pull this show together and hang it, and they will be sort of running the show for the reception and tallying up the votes.
Now, what's your annual projects? What is it? Annual project?
Each spring at Lubec Consolidated School, we have an annual projects night where every classroom is open with projects that the kids have been working on throughout the year, and that includes also our annual art show.
And the reception is going to be Friday, July 6th from 5 to 6:30,
Yes.
and I assume the artists will be in residence.
I hope that all of the student artists show up for that reception that is in their honor.
Very good. We are at Crowtown Gallery in South Lubec, and I'm talking to Bonnie Beard, who has an exhibit coming up at Mulholland Street Market on Water Street in the Village. And your exhibit starts when?
July 7th. Well, no, it starts on the 5th, but the opening is July 7th.
So you're having a reception?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. And how long is that running?
2 weeks.
And you are strictly oil on canvas, is that right? Or
I'm strictly oil, but I sometimes work on panel or gesso paper, but it's always oil paint.
and so your exhibit is going to be a mix of those things, or?
Yes, it is.
It is, okay. And this is your gallery, where your work is on display all the time.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful old building. Now this was, what was it, a schoolhouse at one time?
That everybody calls it the schoolhouse, but as far as you and I have been able to find out from the old timers, it never was a schoolhouse.
It wasn't.
No, it was built by a church that no longer exists, and as a social hall.
Okay.
That's why there's a stage here. It sort of functioned like an old grange.
Yes.
And it was a lumberyard, I think, at one point. People lived in it.
Sunday Advent Church.
Oh, the Sunday Adventists met upstairs. And apparently one of our neighbors used to come in when he was a little boy and turn the lights off on him. So it's had many, many functions.
And in addition, you're going to have an exhibit here this month.
Yes, we're having an artist named Kwan Sun Ra, and she's just a magnificent, powerful, expressive, abstract expressionist artist. She was born in Korea, but she's now from France. She's shown in Lyon, France, and in Paris, and a few other countries, and this, I think, is their American premiere right here in Lubec, Maine.
Now, how did that come about?
Because she visits here, and she loves it, and it's been an inspiration for her. So she's abstract, but she's always informed by nature.
And when is her exhibit?
Her exhibit, the opening is Monday, July 2nd, and it runs for 2 weeks.
Very good. One of the first events in July is a performance by the Ukulele Club at Uncle Kippy's restaurant. And that's going to be July 3rd, is that right?
The evening of July 3rd, yes.
And what time?
I think we're going to play from probably 7 to 11.
Okay. Now, you've been a member of the Ukulele Club for how long?
About 7 years.
7 years. Can you tell us a little bit about it? I mean, it's not something you find in every community.
Well, they're getting pretty popular now. They're popping up all over the place. But our Ukulele Club was formed in 1927. And at that time, it was at it's the University of Maine Ukulele Club, UMM Ukelele Club. And in 1927, about 8 women got together and started a ukulele club, and they played for...
Well, the ukulele was popular in the 20s.
It was popular in the 20s, yeah. And they played for several years, and then they kind of quit until, I guess, in like 1997 or 8, when Gene Nichols and Jim Sawyer, who's a janitor at the university, got together and decided to revive the old ukulele club. And so they started getting together every Friday afternoon and playing ukulele, just Jim and Gene Nichols, and then people started joining. And today we have about 35 to 40 members.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's really surprising. You get that many people in a small community who all play the ukulele.
Yeah.
But you perform publicly. It's not just really strictly a club anymore. You go around.
Right. We do nursing homes. We're going to do an event over in Eastport on Sunday. That's the Performing Arts Center. We do the Salmon Festival. We do the picnic in town here on Thursday night. We do that, and we just get all over the place.
Now there's this massive book sitting in front of us.
This is our book. This is our book. It started off with 27 songs in it. We are now up to 1,400. It weighs 12.5 pounds.
All 1,400 songs are in this book.
Are in this book here, and there's like Brown-Eyed Girl, the Wanderer, Ukulele Lady, the typical ukulele type song, Tiny Bubbles, Ukulele Lady. But it's also, the Doors and the Beatles. And,
so if you play a wide variety of types of music. It's not just your typical what you think of when you're playing. Well, maybe then we can get you to just give us a couple of samples.
Sure, I could do that. Yeah.
Now this ukulele you have here, that looks like tiger maple.
Actually, it's what they call quilted maple. It's a quilted maple back with a spruce top on it.
And that came from where?
Actually, I made this one.
You made it yourself?
Well, I made it with a real famous ukulele maker from Oakland, California. I took his workshop, and under his guidance, I made this ukulele.
Amazing.
Yeah, it's
a beautiful instrument.
It is.
And I take it you have more than one ukulele.
Yeah, I got a few.
A few, all right. And so now you're going to give us a couple of samples of the kind of music you play.
Sure. A typical ukulele song would be something like, if you like a ukulele lady like you. If you like to linger where it's shady, the ukulele lady is true. If you kiss a ukulele lady while you promise ever to be true, and she sees another ukulele lady fooling around with you, maybe she'll sigh, maybe she'll cry, maybe she'll find somebody by and expect us to be playing, and we do play those songs.
And you know, what's in my head is that they originally came from Hawaii, but is that right?
Oh, it's kind of true. It actually came from Portugal.
It did?
Yeah, the Portuguese brought it to Hawaii, and the Hawaiians fell in love. There was a different type, it was a little bit bigger, but it was tuned the same. And the Hawaiians just loved it, and they called it the ukulele, the little jumping flea. They love the sound of it, and it has a really high sound. It's got a very high voice. You know, it can get really. And when we play as a band together, there'll be like a good number is like 10 to 12 ukuleles, and then we have a drummer that drums with us too, and we have a bassist who plays the bass. So you get the real high end, you get the real low end. And you have 12 people singing out of key, which is a really nice
absolutely
song.
Wonderful. You can't wait for that part.
Yeah.
Now I know you said you play a variety of music. Have you got
Right.
want to give us a sample of something?
Yeah, we play stuff like the Beatles, and we play this Margaritaville, you know, like don't know the reason I stay here all season. Nothing to show but this brand new tattoo. Really adds so much to it. And then we have other ukuleles. We have like a baritone ukuleles, which are a little larger and more bass. It gives you a full range, and it's really amazing the sounds you get from it.
It is. I've heard your group. And by the way, somehow we've managed to get through this whole show without my mentioning the fact that this is Ukey Santos.
Oh, right.
And where does the name Ukey come from?
Well, when I was a little wee thing, my mother had a ukulele, and I used to just play with it all the time. They would hide it, and I would want that ukulele, so they started calling me Ukulele. Everybody in my family has nicknames. Yeah, there's Bubby, Pee-wee, and Dolly, and there's Ukey. So they call me Ukulele, and it stuck. I tried to change it once, but
forget it. It's too late now.
It's too late. Yeah.
Hey, well, thank you, Ukey.
All right, you're welcome.
SummerKeys is 20 years old this year, and for the 18th summer, the people who live in and visit Lubec have both the pleasure and the privilege of attending the concerts provided by SummerKeys, which are free of charge. Bruce Potterton is both the founder and the director of SummerKeys. And you've got 5 concerts. This is July. You have 5 concerts this month.
Correct, because we have an additional Thursday concert on top of the Thursday concert, which is substituting for the Wednesday the 4th. So we do have 5 this summer because we have this exciting mandolin event, which people loved last year, as I remember. So if you'd like me just to mention the other concerts that we're having.
Go right through them, yes.
Well, okay. The next one's occurring the day after the 4th, on Thursday, July 5th, and that's called Greg Biss and Friends, and it's Greg with 3 of our faculty members doing Olivier Messiaen's Quartet for the End of Time, a very exciting work. It's going to be a concert which has no intermission because the work is considered such a total piece. I think there are 6 sections of it. It may be difficult for some people to listen to, but it's one of the great artistic, intellectual, what's the word I want? Well, I'll think of it later. Well, no, he was also a great mystic, Messiaen, in other words, in the sense that he loved nature, he loved birds, he was a religious mystic, and this music does not have, but it was written in a concentration camp, okay? Right. And it was written because it was written for piano that had missing strings. The cellist only had 3 strings instead of 4. Messiaen worked around all these things and produced this fantastic piece of music, which to present it, just the fact that we can present it here in Lubec is such a credit, I must say, not to me, but to our faculty. The fact that they can play it at all.
Right.
The fact that it can be heard here is somewhat of a miracle in itself, and they're working their butts off, and it's going to be a beautiful performance, and exciting as all get out. So it's certainly something not to be missed.
And that is Thursday, July 5th.
Yes. Then following that, the week of July 11th, we have the Halcyon Duo, which is E. Friedman, flute, and Roberto Pace. That's always an exciting concert. Music of Debussy, Chaminade, Schumann, and Schoenberg. The other exciting thing that's happening in conjunction with that is Mr. Pace's morning lectures. This year we've asked him to do them every morning, so that every morning, beginning the July 9th through the 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, those 5 days, every morning in the sanctuary of Congregational Christian Church.
At what hour?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock.
There'll be a lecture open to the public. The public's invited, encouraged to attend. It's a free back and forth thing. It's not something where he's just going to be talking. You know, you can raise your hand and say, well, what do you mean by that?
Right.
You know, it's a wonderful thing, and he's wonderful at that, at explaining things and making them clear and being friendly, and everybody has a chance to say and do what they want to do.
And the general topics of the lectures are going to be
20th century music.
20th century music.
Yeah, which is somewhat mystifying to many people. That's also going to occur the week after that. If I'm correct, that will be the 16th. The week of the 16th, they will continue that week. So there'll be the 10 lectures in total, to which anybody and everybody is invited, okay? And that same venue, the Congregational Christian Church, the sanctuary, at 9 o'clock in the morning. Then we have our mandolin concert coming up, because on the 9th of July,
you did this before?
We did it last summer. Yes, we did it last summer.
And you had a good response.
Oh, it was wonderful, yeah, because it's a mandolin orchestra. We call it the SummerKeys Mandolin Concert. It's the faculty, the mandolin and guitar faculty, along with all the students, doing this wonderful stuff. And Marilyn Mayer, who directs it, is one of the premier mandolinists, I guess, in the world, and she has written the latest Mel Bay method on the mandolin, so that speaks something for her, if nothing else did. Wonderful woman and very talented artist. Then on July 18th, our regular Wednesday concert will be Ken Hewitt doing jazz piano. And on July 25th, the return of the redoubtable Charles Jones with his wonderful music, Beethoven, Chopin, Schumann on Ravel. So there we have July for SummerKeys. John?
Is there anything else that you would like to talk about for SummerKeys?
I don't think so. I mean,
You've covered everything.
Well, for July and August, perhaps we'll meet again.
We will meet again in August.
Because we have more exciting stuff coming up in August.
Well, that's a lot, what you've already talked about.
Okay.
And thank you for coming by.
Thank you, John. Okay. All right.
1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yippee-yi-oh-ki-yay. I'm an old cowhand from the Rio Grande, but my legs ain't bow, toe tag flashing, and my cheeks ain't tan. Ooh, I'm a cowboy who never saw a cow, never got to steer because I don't care. Joints fixing to start now.
and the summer